If you have an older Mercedes with a keyless entry system that keeps failing and you want to prolong their life and keep them from failing, then this video is for you. And if you're new to the channel, in this channel I test drive cars, I review cars, and for used cars I talk about maintenance and cost of ownership, and I also share some useful tips such as in today's episode. In this episode I'm going to show you how to prolong the life of the keyless entry system on your Mercedes. All the Mercedes are infamous for keyless entry system failure. And before we get started, let's say a couple of words about the keyless entry system and what it is. So basically what keyless entry system is that you can keep the keys in your pocket, and as you approach the car, you don't have to take the keys out. In order to open the door, you just put your hands on the door handle and you pull the car, and to lock the doors, you push this button. And you can also start the car without the key while you're inside the car. I think that's pretty much standard. Even Toyota Yaris's have that option in our days. But back in the day, in 2007, when this car W211 E63 came out, that was an innovative feature. Mercedes have changed in recent years and they're not as reliable as they used to be. One thing that's still true about this brand is that they still continue to innovate. Just think about it. Keyless entry, keyless start, and adaptive headlights were available on these cars in 2007. So Mercedes keeps inventing features that become standard on all the cars and models after 10 years. Anyway, back to keyless entry. Okay, so why does it fail? You can see that the keyless entry is basically what it is that it's just a piece of rubber, and over time this rubber dries up, and it cracks around here, around the edges or inside where the the button to unlock the car is, and the water, dust, etc. gets in there, and eventually they find their way to the little switch that's under this plastic, and that dust works as an abrasive and breaks the switch. So that's the only cause of the failure. Now this practical tip that I'm going to share with you has worked great on all my older Mercedes-Benzes. So I used to do it on my E350, and none of the keyless entry systems failed in that car for a long time. Okay, so when I got this car, all four keyless entries on all four doors were just intact and working fine. And I knew that I had to do this trick that I'm about to say you in a minute, but I kept forgetting, and over time, within 1 month, they started failing in a row. So at first the driver door failed, and then the passenger, and then the rear ones, and I replaced 3 of them, but I got tired of replacing them. And for the door handle on the passenger side, I did not replace it, but I used this trick and it's still working. If you have a keyless entry system that has already failed, it's not going to fix it, but it's going to prevent them hopefully from failing, and they will serve longer, and that's the purpose of this video. All right, so to prevent them from failing, all you need, guys, is this, the paper towel. No, I'm kidding, guys, it's not the only thing. You also need this one. I'm not affiliated or anything, and I'm not advertising, so it could be any silicone spray, but I happen to have just this one. It's called liquid range. Right, guys, so like I said, I'm not affiliated. There's always someone suggesting in the comment section of the videos and saying that I'm affiliated. I'm not affiliated. I hope maybe one day. And why does it work? Because we can see from the instructions that it's a lubricant, and not only does it serve as a lubricant, but it also sticks to the surface, and it creates a non-stick coating on the surface, and it repels water, rust and dust, etc. And it works great on metal, plastic. So this is what I've been using, and it works great for me. Also, I suggest that you use a straw like this. They usually come on the bottle itself. You just attach it to the nozzle just like that. And the reason you'll need a paper towel is to prevent this rest of the paint from the spray getting onto it. So I just put a paper towel around here like that. Okay, just like this. Now the key is to make sure that you have this straw so it goes inside the plastic, just like this. Okay, you can see that the paper towel really helps right now. It catches the excessive lubricant. That's it. You don't have to do too much, nothing. We do the same over here on the back. Hopefully you guys can still see it. All right. Pay special attention to the edges around here, because that's where the dust and water gets in. All right, just like that. Now let's take this out, and you want to have the second one, the dry one, to wipe off any excessive lubricant, because I doubt that it's gonna cause any harm, but you don't want to get it dry on the paint. All right, just like this. That should be it. The reason it works is because, like I said, it not only it repels the water and dust, but it also softens the plastic. The spray lubricates it. It's a moving piece, so basically it's a plastic, it's a rubber, and it lubricates it. It keeps it nice and soft. Also, if there are any like micro cracks, etc., it repels the water from getting in. That's why it works. All right, guys, that's it. That's the trick, and you know, this method really works. I'm not going to promise you, I'm not like making like very serious statements that do this and your keyless entry system will never fail, but it definitely helps to prolong the life of the keyless entry system, because like I said earlier, water and dust is the only reason as to why these systems fail. Since I started doing this trick, I did not have any failures on my keyless entry system. Yeah, and then in terms of how often you need to do this, honestly, whenever you remember. I do it like once a month maybe, or like once in 2 months, whenever I remember it. But the key is to do it before the raining season starts, like maybe before fall time. Kind of do it more often than in other seasons. But anyway, it's up to you. All right, guys, I really hope that you like this content, and I hope that you give it a shot and it works for you and it helps you to prolong the life of your keyless entry system. If you found this content interesting, I hope you can consider subscribing, liking, and sharing so your friends and other people benefit from this video as well. Thank you so much, and see you in the future episodes.